Middlesex Panthers produced their best performance in this season's NatWest T20 Blast as they thrashed one of the favourites to win this year's competition, Hampshire, by 50 runs at the Ageas Bowl. This comprehensive win was set up by the in-form Paul Sterling after Middlesex were put into bat by James Vince. Sterling is in a very good place at the moment. He's been working on both his fitness and his cricket recently, and that hard work is certainly now paying off. He may want a new rubber on his bat, mind you. It's a good job that no short legs are employed in this form of the game. The Irishman had taken 35 off his first 14 balls, taking the total to 52 at the end of the power play, by which time David Milan had fallen at the other end as he was eventually stumped by Michael Bates off Danny Briggs. With the field now out, Sterling struck the first 6 of the night, a flat pull off Matt Coles that quickly took the opener into the 40s. He lost Owen Morgan 2 balls later, the Panthers captain finding Briggs on the long leg boundary after making only a single. Ryan Higgins came in at number 4 and impressed again. This maximum off a rank full toss from Briggs helped the Panthers get to 94 for 2 at the halfway stage of their innings. Sterling has struck 4 50s in 5 championship innings recently, including 2 in the draw with Somerset in Uxbridge earlier this week. He added another half-century to his growing list with this 2 off Will Smith, which took the Irishman to his mark of only 32 deliveries. He would have been looking to go big from here, having made such a pleasing start. Indeed, a large score was on the cards, something Middlesex haven't managed enough this year, with Higgins backing up his partner really well with boundaries such as this one. Sterling, meanwhile, gave himself some room to hit Briggs over the covers for his second 6, as the total moved on to 114 for 2, with 8 overs still remaining. But the loss of Sterling on a 41 ball 64 set the Panthers back. After such a good knock, he was backside before wicket as he missed a slow full toss from Coles. Smith then bowled Higgins for a score of 31 made from only 20 deliveries, and then the boundaries dried up. Indeed, 4 overs passed by without one until both Dan Christian and Neil Dexter found the rope in the 18th over. But Dexter was also dismissed in that over from Chris Wood, Glenn Maxwell with the catch in the deep, which left the Panthers on 150 for 5 with 2 overs of their innings left. John Simpson managed to find the boundary twice off successive deliveries in the last over as Middlesex tried to finish off their innings in style. They ended on a total of 173 for 6, with Christian being run out by Nathan Rimington to the penultimate ball. 173 has been the kind of total that Middlesex have failed to defend this year, and few in the ground would have expected them to do it now. Especially with Vince getting off to a good start with Michael Carberry on what looked like a good batting surface. These two opened up with a stand of 35 in the first 4 overs to lay a decent enough platform for some of their big hitters down the order to make the most of. Morgan decided to use Ollie Rayner in the power play, and after Vince had hit him for successive 4s, the batsman drilled a drive into the hands of the captain in the covers. Vince was on his way for 24. Rayner then struck again in his next over, the 6th of the reply, as Carberry mistimed a shot to find Harry Podmore at mid-on. It meant that the home side had to settle for a score of 44 for 2 from their 6 overs of power play. Rayner had figures of 2 for 13 from his 2 overs in the power play, but the first ball of his 3rd was swept by Jimmy Adams over mid-wicket for a maximum. So Rayner was replaced by Dexter, another excellent decision from Morgan, as the all-rounder had Adams held at long off by Milan, meaning that at the halfway stage of their reply, Hampshire's score read 73 for 3. That left them another 101 to get from the last 10 overs, but they never got close as they kept losing wickets. Ravi Patel trapped Smith in front on the sweep for 11. Before the left-arm spinner bowled Sean Irvine off the inside edge. With 7 overs of the match left, the home side had slipped to 93 for 5, and oddly Maxwell wasn't hitting a shot in anger. He instead left it to Coles, who kept the home supporters on the edge of their seats by taking Dexter for 2 sixes in the same over, one which cost the Panthers 15 runs. Middlesex have had their moments this season without putting in many complete performances, and so they wouldn't have wanted this over to change things. It didn't. Morgan made yet another smart decision by bringing Christian on to bowl the 15th over, and with his second ball he saw Coles swing him out to Milan at deep mid-wicket. Then 4 balls later, the former Hampshire man had Wood caught behind, a wicket which left the home side on 114 for 7 with 5 overs left. From those, Hampshire now needed 2 runs per ball. Maxwell, regarded by many as the world's best T20 batsman, finally went for his shots but holed out off Dexter. Podmore with the catch at long off as the Australian was out for 10 off 12 balls. Dexter finished with figures of 3 for 34 by also removing Rimington next ball, that wicket finally ensuring that this was going to be an away win. The Panthers first on the road this season, the only other victory coming when the Oval was used as a home ground. The win was confirmed in the 17th over when Bates somehow turned a ball from Podmore to Patel. Hampshire were all out for just 123 to put many a smile on the faces of Middlesex supporters. It's not been the best ever tournament for the Panthers, but they've now easily defeated 2 of the favourites in Hampshire and Somerset, which should give plenty of encouragement for the future. Middlesex won this one by 50 runs, and hopefully such a performance will encourage plenty to come to Lord's for the next game against rivals Surrey on Thursday, July the 24th.